What's up, guys? We're on box number 3. This one's pretty much in order the way I like it. I know it's everything. It's the box is full of New Universe, Defiant comics, and the great Valiant comics. I'm a great lover of the Valiant era. Alright, start out we have Magnus number 1. Try to get the glare off of there. They also came out with Vintage Magnus, where they had Russ Manning come in during the, I guess it was the 60s. And basically Russ Manning came off of the comic strip of Tarzan, and I always kind of looked at Magnus as Tarzan with robots instead of monkeys. Alright, number 2, try to get a glare off of that. There we go. Moving on, try to get this done pretty quick. Got number 4. Number 5 comes with a flip book of Ray on the back of it. More Vintage Magnus. Really good stuff, the Russ Manning stuff. Number 6, guest starring Solar. Alright. Okay. Flip book there, of course. More Vintage Magnus. Number 7 kind of leads up to him actually meeting Ray. I'm assuming it's, I used to call him Ra, like Samurai, but it's Samurai, so I'm assuming it's Rai, defender of a future Japan. He was a great character, short-lived. Number 8. Oop, number 9 needs a bag. Number 10. And Jim Shooter kind of just picked up, he wanted to be the Gold Key universe. He didn't want to really change anything. And he wrote great stories, was already there, so a lot of these villains, like this guy, who has a name I cannot pronounce, in number 11, is the same character from the Magnus. He didn't change anything. It's all the same. Number 12. Took me a little while to track that one down, and I didn't get burned buying it. He brought in Turok and the Lost Land into the Valiant universe. And Turok is one of my all-time favorites. I would probably trade every Spider-Man I got to have, you know, some of those really old Turok issues. Turok is to Native Americans, early 1800s, who went into a valley and they were trapped trying to get out. They met cavemen. They had one issue with a weird UFO guy. Cavemen, dinosaurs, just all kinds of great stuff. Anyway, number 13, Ernie Colon doing some really good stuff, kind of a pastel look to his work. 2 of those. Number 14, 17. I know where the missing issues are. They're in the Valiant Unity section coming up. That is number 18, 19, number 20. This is where the book started going downhill after this issue, because they sold the book out, the whole company, out from under Jim Shooter after he had built it. Bob Layton. Okay, Solar number 1. I gotta, these, I swear these are impossible to get. It's gotta be the Barry Winslow Smith issues, hard to find. Skip all the way up to number 5. Big gap in my collection. Awesome, awesome, awesome read. Yes, and I know Jim Shooter's writing for Dark Horse now. I'm gonna have to back up and maybe check those out. Number 6. Number 7. I love that cover. Winslow Smith, Barry Winslow Smith is just amazing. All right, number 10, the black cover. Who was it? Somebody popped up in this one. Anyway, that's the first volume 1. Be very careful, because they have made reprints of this if you decide to go out and buy it. Number 11. Well, it's first appearance of Eternal Warrior or something is why they did that. One different. And there's the Eternal Warrior. Solar 14. Number 15. Started bringing in, I believe, Joe Quesada to do covers. He ended up doing some artwork for them on other books. Number 17. I won't really have to hustle. Little Exo-Man of War there. Number 18. 20. What's with the glare today? And I gave this a shot, and I've never really sat down and done this, but they brought in the Valiant Vision Super Starter Kit. I got that for free. There's the solar issue that you're supposed to use the glasses with. There's the glasses. Made it try to make it look 3D without the green and red effect of the 50s. All right, you put this in a bag. Exo Man of War, Zero issue. You finally learn after years how Exo got his costume. Let you know there's a Elvis cameo. Exo Man of War #1. Basically, Bob Layton got in there, and and what I saw was Conan mixed with Iron Man. But he's a Viking. Exo's a really great book to get. There's #2. I highly recommend Exo. #5. I don't know if there's a gap in my collection or not. I thought I had all these. #6. Those nasty spider aliens. #9. Thanks to Unity, he got to go back to the time he was from, and has a really cool twist. He got there, but he got bit by a dinosaur and couldn't take the costume off. And #10, just a brilliant cover, a little brilliant story. #11, suit upgrades. #12, 13. Oh, looks like I have 2 of 13. Something's popping up on the screen. Hold on. Alright. And I really don't care for this issue. This is where Turok comes into the real world, and all of a sudden Exo and Turok are fighting I don't know what you call them. Dinosaurs with thinking caps, more or less, left over from Unity. #16. I was hanging in there. And then Valiant got bought out, and everybody in Bart Sears. I was a Bart Sears fan back in the day. Still think the guy's good. As #45. Like I said, I hung in there. Oh, I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I froze up. There we go. #44. And then here we go. Ray got his own comic. This was really good. #2. This is set in future Japan. And Japan was really cool. Japan was an island, of course, as it is now, but they built up the island to where the city, there was just one entire city, and run by one computer. I think she was called Mother. And then all of a sudden, thanks to circumstances going on with Magnus showing up and everything like that, turns out the island raised up, it was in the shape of a dragon, made a circle into a moon, and went up and it was as big as a moon up in the orbit, if I'm remembering right. Really enjoyed these books. I mean, I had to pack them up to get away from them. Okay. Now, if you want to check out Valiant, you need to get this Ray Zero issue. It catches you up what happened before and what after, and introduces Bloodsport, the beginning of Ray. The Valiant universe stretches, it happened in real time, so it stretched from 1991 to the year 3000. I got 2 of these. This is like just a brilliant story. You run across this and just, spend $1 on it. Okay, Harbinger. I have Harbinger #0. I have Harbinger #2. Harbinger took off. #1 never even showed up at the comic book store, even though I had it saved in my pull box at the back end. #3. The book went off the charts and got Valiant really noticed. #4. Check my time. Alright, gotta move along here. #5. Okay. And this ties into Magnus, even though this is in the 20th century. This man, Torque, didn't live long, but he was very, very important. #7. #10. I don't think I want to run out of time. #11. These guys popped up in their own book, The Hardcore. #12. Do you recognize that? David Lapham came on and took over after they booted Jim Shooter, and he was able to keep up with the writing. And little Michelangelo, anyone? Alright, going to Eternal Warrior, #3. #4, #7, If you like Highlander, you'll like Eternal Warrior. He's better. Number 5, 2 of those. Number 6, Barry Windsor Smith cover, Master Dart popping up. And then we go into Archer and Armstrong, number 3. 1 and 2 are in here, and you'll see why in a minute. Most underrated comic of the 90s, in my opinion. Barry Windsor Smith wrote and drew it. Some assistants. Basically, they look like a wino and a Hare Krishna, but they are so much more. Number 5, skip up to number 10. And I think I'm going to run out of time. Number 6, more dinosaurs. Number 7, I started buying 2 issues each of these. Number 8, retelling. It's also Eternal Warrior number 8. You get the true story of who the 3 Musketeers were. Okay, number 11, number 12. We get into Shadow Man. Shadow Man number 0. Shadow Man Annual. Shadow Man number 1. Number 2, I believe that's got Ditko art in it. Number 3. Number 6, the rest are in here. Number 7, really, really cool book. Number 8, love that. A little dark passage there from something. Number 9. Number 10, Shadow Man, New Orleans. Little Master Dart. 15. Number 16. And I'm going to spare you the rest of these because they're really painful. But what is cool, Shadow Man ran for quite a while. We get this, Aerosmith. A guy who worked at Valiant used to manage or work with Aerosmith in some way. And of course we have more Shadow Man. Alright, Archer and Armstrong, number 0. Great stuff. Now we get into the meat of the matter. Unity, the big crossover that built up to everything. A couple of those. I think there's a gold edition in there. That's worth money. Anyway, Eternal Warrior, number 1. These were specifically in chapters. Alright, Frank Miller did the first month covers of the big crossover. Got Shadow Man, Ray, Harbinger, Solar, Eternal Warrior, and then Walt Simonson came in and finished it out. This war took place in the Lost Land. Brought everybody together. Brilliant stuff. What was cool about Shadow Man, who you just saw back there, is that he found out during this Unity that he died in 1999. There's the last chapter. More, yeah, and this is the stuff that came out after he left. Valiant readers good to get if you want to catch up with what's going on. And then in 2000, Jim Starlin drew, and Jim Shooter came back to finish up what he had started, and they never finished it. Yeah, Trot number 1, awful. Magnus and Nexus, Steve Rude, brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. Running out of time. What we got here? More Bloodsport. Harbinger. Okay, Predator versus Magnus with Dark Horse. Great 2-part series. Hardcore. And we just kind of run into some trades. I got my Harbinger number 1 in there. I ended up completing what I was missing. XO, another Harbinger, the hardback of Alpha and Omega, the backup story that was in the first 10 issues, and I got in there just in the nick of time. Sorry if that went a little quick, but like I said, my time is running down here, and I will load up the Defiant books in another company here in a minute. Box 3.